Welcome to TV Briefing. The content of the briefing includes: rallies continue in Winnipeg as latest Israel-Hamas conflict reaches 2-week mark. From cute baby animals to 7-hour train journeys, is slow TV the reprieve we need right now? Former Southampton executive in line to become new United sporting director. The BBC's deep-rooted prejudice is fueling the poison of anti-Semitism. How a former French resistance fighter made the best gangster films ever seen. Rallies continue in Winnipeg as latest Israel-Hamas conflict reaches 2-week mark. CBC. Pro-Palestinian and pro-Israel demonstrators held concurrent rallies near the Manitoba legislature in Canada on May 20. There were tensions at points between the two groups, but no arrests were made and all parties left without incident. The ongoing war between Israel and Hamas has now reached its 2-week mark. Thousands have died on both sides since the start of the conflict, with over 4,300 people killed in the airstrikes on Gaza alone, according to a figure released by the territory's Hamas-run health ministry. From cute baby animals to 7-hour train journeys, is slow TV the reprieve we need right now? The Sydney Morning Herald. Slow TV, a genre of television that features hours-long coverage of ordinary events, has gained popularity in recent years. Slow TV programs typically consist of unedited footage of events such as train journeys, birdwatching, or animal live streams. The genre originated in Norway in 2009 and has since spread to other countries, including Australia and New Zealand. Slow TV programs have developed a cult following and are often enjoyed for their calming and meditative qualities. The slow pace and lack of drama or narration allow viewers to focus on the present moment and escape the stresses of daily life. Slow TV also provides an opportunity for viewers to connect with nature and experience a sense of calm and contemplation. The genre has a social aspect as well, with many programs being live-streamed and allowing viewers to share the experience of watching nature unfold. Slow TV has been found to have potential benefits for mental health, including reducing stress and feelings of loneliness. Former Southampton executive in line to become new United sporting director. Telegraph. Paul Mitchell, a former executive at Monaco, Red Bull Group, and Southampton, is the leading candidate to become the sporting director at Manchester United. However, doubts remain about the extent of power that position will have under the club's new ownership structure. Ineos billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe will acquire 25% of the club and join a committee overseeing the football operation, along with Dave Brailsford and Joel Glazer. Other candidates under consideration include Dan Ashworth, the director of football at Newcastle United, but his recent arrival from Brighton may complicate matters. Mitchell, who left Monaco in April, has experience in recruitment at MK Dons, Tottenham, and the Red Bull Group. Erik ten Hag, the current manager, wants to retain control over player transfers, while the Glazers have historically resisted the appointment of a sporting director. The BBC's deep-rooted prejudice is fueling the poison of anti-Semitism. Telegraph. The BBC's reporting of the Hamas terrorist attacks and subsequent conflict in Israel has been a failure of both journalistic credibility and public duty, according to Danny Cohen, former director of BBC Television. Cohen argues that the BBC's refusal to recognize Hamas as a terrorist organization and its rush to blame Israel for incidents without verification have dangerous real-world consequences for Britain's Jewish community. He calls on the BBC to undertake self-examination to address its anti-Israel bias and realize the impact its inaccurate reporting has on the daily lives of the Jewish community. How a former French resistance fighter made the best gangster films ever seen. Telegraph. Jean-Pierre Melville was a talented French filmmaker known for his work in two genres, films about the resistance and gangster films. He started his career by making his own films after no studios showed interest in his work. Melville's films about the resistance were known for their authenticity, while his gangster films were regarded as some of the best of the time. He made films such as Le Silence de la Mer, Lion Morin, Prêtré, L'Armée de Ambers, Bob le Flambeur, Le Deuxième Souffle, Le Samouraï, Le Cercle Rouge, and Un Flic. He died shortly after the release of his last film, Un Flic. Strictly viewers stunned by surprise Harry Potter cameo. The Independent. David Bradley, the actor known for his roles in the Harry Potter franchise and Game of Thrones, made a surprise appearance in the audience of Strictly Come Dancing. Viewers were left wondering why he was there, but it was later revealed that he is a longtime friend of former EastEnders star Nigel Harman, who was competing on the show. The two actors starred together in a production of The Caretaker in 2008 and appeared together on Celebrity Antiques Road Trip in 2022. Bradley is a fan of Strictly and has attended recordings of the show in the past. Raising a baby is hard, but naming one is harder. The Sydney Morning Herald. Choosing a baby name is a difficult task for parents, as it carries a great responsibility. While there are popular names that top the list every year, there is increasing pressure to choose something unique. In the past, parents often chose names from their family tree, but now there is a trend of selecting unusual names or adding extra letters to common names. The process of choosing a name involves considering factors such as versatility, veto power, and potential negative associations. Eddie Cuddy, the history-making Congolese comedian taking on Strictly, The Independent. Eddie Cuddy, a Congolese-born comedian and presenter, is one of the stars hoping to win the Glitterball Trophy on this year's Strictly Come Dancing. Cuddy, 40, moved to the UK with his family when he was 8. He started doing stand-up comedy at university and became a well-known performer on the UK comedy circuit. Cuddy, who has also presented the BBC Radio 1 Afrobeats chart show, said appearing on Strictly was the scariest thing he had ever done. Inside Meta, debate over what's fair in suppressing speech in the Palestinian territories. Wall Street Journal. Meta has been struggling to enforce its content rules during the recent conflict between Israel and Hamas. The company relies heavily on automation to police its platforms, but has found that its filters are not effective enough to handle the surge in violent and harassing content. In response, Meta has been manually adjusting its filters, leading to internal disagreements among its employees. Some Muslim employees have complained that the company's actions contradict its stated commitment to apply its policies equally around the world. Meta has also faced technical glitches, such as Instagram's automatic translations rendering the word Palestinian as Palestinian terrorists. In addition, teams responsible for handling relations with Israel and the Arab world often disagree on how content should be moderated in the region. Meta has been forced to lower the threshold for hiding comments that violate its policies in the Palestinian territories due to the high number of such comments. The company has also faced scrutiny from the European Union, which has sent formal requests for information about the measures taken by social media companies to stem the spread of illegal material. Hannah Einbinder soars on Toronto stage after odd, disorienting start to comedy set. The Toronto Star. Hannah Einbinder, star of HBO's Hacks, performed a stand-up comedy set at Comedy Bar Danforth in Toronto. Einbinder's hour-long set was filled with unique observations and clever twists on common themes. She established herself as a liberal, well-intentioned, complex urban bisexual trying to navigate difficult times. Einbinder's act really soared when she let her imagination loose, using scenarios such as Planet Earth complaining about humanity to reveal insights about toxic masculinity. She also shared memorable stories from her own life, including a painful coming-of-age episode and her experiences as a competitive cheerleader. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Dr. Six, your favorite observer from the 6 Degrees world, bringing you the latest news from across the dimensions. Let's dive into today's stories. In Winnipeg, tensions ran high as pro-Palestinian and pro-Israel demonstrators held rallies near the Manitoba legislature. Thankfully, no arrests were made, and all parties left without incident. Meanwhile, the Israel-Hamas conflict has reached its 2-week mark, with thousands of lives lost on both sides. It's a devastating situation that calls for immediate attention and a peaceful resolution. On a lighter note, have you ever heard of slow TV? It's a genre of television that features hours-long coverage of ordinary events like train journeys, birdwatching, or animal live streams. It might sound odd, but slow TV has gained popularity in recent years for its calming and meditative qualities. It's the perfect escape from the stresses of daily life, allowing viewers to focus on the present moment and even reduce stress and feelings of loneliness. So, if you're in need of some relaxation, give slow TV a try. In the world of sports, there's news about a potential sporting director for Manchester United. Paul Mitchell, a former executive at Monaco, Red Bull Group, and Southampton, is the leading candidate for the position. However, doubts remain about the extent of power this role will have under the club's new ownership structure. It's a situation that will surely keep football fans on the edge of their seats. Now, let's talk about the BBC's reporting of the Israel-Hamas conflict. According to former BBC Director of Television Danny Cohen, the network's refusal to recognize Hamas as a terrorist organization and its biased reporting have dangerous real-world consequences for Britain's Jewish community. It's a wake-up call for the BBC to address its anti-Israel bias and understand the impact it has on people's lives. Moving on to the world of cinema, let's celebrate the work of Jean-Pierre Melville, a talented French filmmaker known for his films about the resistance and gangster films. His movies were authentic and regarded as some of the best of their time. Melville's legacy lives on through his films, and he will always be remembered for his contributions to the world of cinema. In the world of entertainment, viewers of Strictly Come Dancing were pleasantly surprised by a Harry Potter cameo. David Bradley, known for his roles in the Harry Potter franchise and Game of Thrones, made an appearance in the audience. As it turns out, he is a longtime friend of former EastEnders star Nigel Harman, who was competing on the show. It's always fun to see unexpected connections between actors. Choosing a baby name can be a challenging task for parents. There's the pressure to pick something unique, but also the responsibility that comes with it. The trends have shifted from traditional family names to more unusual choices or adding extra letters to common names. It's a fascinating process that involves considering various factors to find the perfect name for a precious little one. And finally, let's talk about Eddie Cuddy, a Congolese-born comedian and presenter who is competing on this year's Strictly Come Dancing. Cuddy, known for his stand-up comedy and BBC Radio 1 Afrobeats chart show, describes appearing on Strictly as the scariest thing he has ever done. We'll be rooting for him as he takes on the dance floor. That's all the news for today, my dear viewers. Remember, I'm always here to bring you the latest and most entertaining stories from across the dimensions. Now, it's your turn. What are your thoughts on these news stories? Share your opinions and join the discussion. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.